Welcome to PR Learning Lab. My name is Belide Akash, and in the previous tutorial we have learned about the basics of layers. If you haven't checked out the previous tutorial, you can find the link in the description below. Before we get started, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications. So let's get started. So today we will be learning about layer styles in Adobe Photoshop. Let me click on blending options available here by selecting this layer, and here you can see many options available or many styles available. Here I can choose the first thing, that is the styles, and here as you can see it says basics, which doesn't do much. It just gives something like a shadow here. And let me get back to the original one, and here you can see natural, which are inbuilt files available in Adobe Photoshop. And when you click here, you can see these are something like images or something like layer styles which we can apply. This is something like soil, and these are something like some hills from above, satellite images. This is something like wood or mud, and you have many more options available as you can see, and you can try many of these. These are some of the inbuilt which is provided by Adobe Photoshop. And let me get back to the normal one, and here you can see other thing which is called blending options. Blending options is nothing but here you can find fill opacity, which is same as the fill which is available here in our layers panel. So I'll just try to decrease this. As you can see, it decreases the fill opacity, and now here you can see the normal opacity blending mode. It also acts like fill opacity right here, but you can change this blend mode and see different types of it, and these blending modes are directly available here as well. And here you can change the channels, which right now it's selected on red, green and blue, so it's mixture of all of those colors. And if you remove one, you can see it's apply something like a filter on the image. And now here you can find blend if. This is nothing but it can decrease and increase the intensities of the whites and blacks, like right here, like that. Underlying layer will affect on the layer which is below this layer. Right now it's just a background, so it doesn't do anything really. And coming to other options, actually these two options are not usually used by many of the graphic designers in Photoshop. So let me coming to the next one, which says bevel and emboss. Here you can see, let me maybe move this a little bit this side, and here you can click on this to view the changes here on your layer, and you can unclick on this again, and you can see it will be remaining normal. But if I usually keep this turned on so that I can understand what's happening with my layer. So here you can see there's a thin line right here on these edges. This is nothing but bevel and emboss is nothing but it makes the layer little bit embossing, just like a tile, like the tiles which we use for in our homes and everywhere. And here I can increase the tile size and also soften it little bit, and you can keep this outer bevel as well outside, and I can change this modes as well, and this direction can be changed, which will change from up and down, and depth also can be changed. Now let me get this back to inner bevel, and you can see it forms just like a tile. And I'll increase this little bit, and you can change the angle and everything from here, and you can change the type of effect by choosing these, like this. And no, I'll keep this for normal right now. And here highlight modes can be changed, normal, like this, dissolve, and many things. and shadow mode can also be changed similarly. And here you can see contour, and you can see a little bit, this is this thing contour right here. It increases and decreases this range of contour, and you can observe this right here properly. And I can give even texture is nothing but the pixelated, and this thing here we can give patterns for this layer which somewhat looks like some painting and everything. And we can invert this as well. So for now I'll remove all this, and for stroke I'll give you a better example, and I have already given an example in the previous lesson with text. So I'll just write some text right here. Now I'll just click and drag here. Now I'll type hello there. And as you can see, I'll just change this to maybe complete red. Yeah, seems fine. Now I'll select the move tool and then keep this in middle. And I have already selected this layer, so I'll get back to my layer styles, and then I'll select this stroke option available here. Right now you can see the stroke is positioned inside, so and the color is white, so I cannot see anything. But let me change this to outside. Here you cannot see the stroke as well because it's getting mixed with the outside background color. Now I'll change this to black so that you can see. So stroke is nothing but outline to our text or any layer which is available. And here I can increase the size of the stroke, simple as that. Yeah, and I can change it to outside, inside or center. Center means it will increase both inside and outside. Now you can change even the blend mode. Now let me just increase this. Yeah, seems fine. You can play around with this blend modes in all of these style layers, and you can see what it does. And you can change the color right here from this panel, and you can choose any color which you want. I can choose even blue like this, and just click OK, and that's it. That's how you can use stroke for layers. And then here you can see inner shadows. Now I'll just remove the preview, and then you can see it's normal text, but when I click on the preview which applies inner shadow, and here you can see it gives me a shadow effect inside the text which gives me something like a paper cutting effect. Now I can increase the distance, and you can see it's increasing something like a depth feel. And then I can increase the choke as well. Choke increases that intensity of the shadow, and this increases the size of shadow. So right now it's on multiply. I'll change this to normal, and then I'll change this angle to 180 degrees. And now you can see this thing right here, inside shadow. So simple. And I can increase the size as well, and you can change the color here as well, color of the shadow. That is, it doesn't affect that much because it's a shadow. Just gives something like a glow effect by choosing a different color. Generally we go with blacks for shadows, so that because shadows are usually black. And we can change the contour right here, the types of shadow, different types of shadow. And I'll get back to normal, and you can see here there's this option available here. When you click on this, it adds another stroke layer or inner shadow layer, and this I mean that is inner shadow style or inner stroke style, and you can you can apply multiple strokes, multiple inner shadows and drop shadows, and you can try many effects and you can create many things using this layer styles. Now I'll go with inner glow, and here you can see blend mode is screen. I'll change this and I'll just change this color to purple, maybe, yeah, and then as here you can see choke is set to 0, so it doesn't show anything right now. And here as you can see, now you can see little bit glow effect, and I can increase the size as well, and I can change precise and softer technique, and here counter can also be set here, and like this as well. And I can keep this something like gradient effect. Here actually it is a gradient fade effect, and for this let me just change the background color. I'll just set using this rectangle right here. I'll make a rectangle or square, and I'll choose black for now. And now I'll choose layer style again, blending options, and I'll choose inner glow. Sorry, I have selected the rectangle, so it has given the effect to the rectangle. I'll choose the text layer here, and then I'll go to blending options, and here I can actually directly go to inner shadow as well or inner glow. And here now you can see little bit clarity. I'll change this to purple again, increase the opacity and choke, and here you can see more clearly now. Source can be changed as well, center or edges. Now I'll change this to satin, and here satin is nothing but this kind of effect, and this effect style can be changed right here like this, which gives something like a what do you say, like a glowy effect, but grand effect. And here you can change the distance and size. You can even change the angle for this like this, and you can play around. This looks like something like a volcanic texture applied on your text layer. And here you can see color overlay, and here color overlay is set to this, so it looks like that. But as it is text and it is a solid color, it doesn't affect that much. So let me get back to the original image here, and then I'll select this layer. I'll choose color overlay. So here you can see the opacity. Color overlay is nothing but it's something like a filter you apply, and color filters and you can change the color as well here, and you can increase and decrease the opacity of this color overlay, and you can try even many blending modes as well. Apart from color overlay, you have this option here called gradient overlay. So let's try this. So here as you can see, this is like a faded effect or faded gradient, and here the color can be chosen by double clicking on this. And now I'll choose this to be something like red, and I can increase this thing, and here I'll choose blue. Oh, wait a second, blue, and here seems fine. And now, and I can drag this here like this, and I can just click OK, and here you can see a red, blue and faded effect. And you can even change the gradient style here, which have default gradients. Here you can see this, these, and here. So you can choose the different gradients here according to your wish, and you can change even the angle of the gradient and style as well. Here let me choose another layer first. I'll just choose this white background. I'll unlock this and then add gradient overlay, and here I'll choose reds, and here you can see. Now as you can see, it is like a linear effect with angle of 48 degrees. Now I'll just change this to 0 for now, and you can change the effects right here, and just by double clicking this, whichever effect which you have set, you can change by double clicking on it. And here I'll change this to radial. Radial is like the effect starts like a circle, that is, this is the center and the effect is outside. And I can change this to angle and reflected and other. This is like a diamond shape like this. And I'll try something else. This is pattern overlay, and here the default pattern is selected, which are set by the Adobe Photoshop, and I can change this. Before I do that, I will show you here the scale option. Here you can see, as I reduce the scale, it zooms out, and here the pattern keeps repeating. So pattern overlay is nothing but overlay of a pattern, and I can choose the pattern right here. And these are something like oak trees and hills and something like that. I can choose even grass, and these are the default patterns which are provided by Adobe Photoshop. And I can try different blending modes as well, and I'll leave that to you to try different blending modes. And here I can choose the opacity of this pattern overlay, and I can reset this to default. Now I'll select the text layer, and I'll just unhide or remove this effect right here just by clicking on this eye icon. It is as simple as that. And now I'll get back to my layer styles and then outer glow. Earlier you have seen the inner glow, now I'm showing you outer glow. I'll change the color, and now purple, and here you go, the glow effects appears right here. And you can increase the noise, which becomes something like pixelated or atomized, and that is the particle effects appears. And you can increase and decrease the opacity here, and you can try even gradient overlay of this version. And I'll reduce the noise to complete 0, and here you can increase and decrease the spread and the size as well. And you can see here we have blending modes and counter modes as well. These are just different types of counter qualities available. Now I'll show you the last style which is available, which is known as drop shadow, and this is famously used to get the double layer effect. And for this I can set the angle. I'll set for now 135 degrees, and you can see it gives something like a embossing feel because of the shadow. And the shadow color can be changed from here. You can change it simply like this. I'll change this to blue. Yeah, simple as that. And I can change the opacity of that layer as well, that is the style. And I can increase the distance, that is distance of this shadow from this text. And you can not only use this style for text, but you can use even for image. I'll show you right after this text. And here you can increase the spread, and I can increase the size as well. And here you can see clearly the spread increasing. And you can try different kind of contour and change the noise as well. I'll just click cancel, and now I'll show you the same effect on this layer. This is an image layer. You can try same drop shadow effect even on the, what do you say, on shapes and many parts. I'll just reduce the size so that you can see properly. Now I'll go here, then drop shadow, and here you can see then it is 90 degrees, so it just like some rectangle attached down. Change this to 135 degrees, and you can see it gives something like a frame which is set on a wall, and it has some shadow, and I can change the shadow color as before, like this. And you can play around with layer styles, and you can make many things. So layer styles can be applied only on the layers panel, that is on any particular layer. It cannot be applied on anything else. And if you lock certain layer or anything, you cannot change the layer effect or layer style. Now let me delete this or lock this layer, or let me click Ctrl Z, and then here I'll lock this layer, and now you can see this option is disabled right here. And now I cannot apply any kind of layer style on this layer because the layer is locked, so you cannot make any kind of changes. So in the next tutorial we'll be learning about the other things available here. Here you have new adjustment layer, layer masking, and new layers, and many more things. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe to our channel.